Hey Credit Warriors, Credit Shifu here. Now, one of our viewers messaged me on Facebook and was asking about the break-even point for the Chase Sapphire Reserve and also the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Basically, how much money you'd have to spend per year to offset the annual fee for both cards. And it was an interesting question. I've actually never done a video on this before. So, well, I answered his question on Facebook, but then I thought, you know what, I might as well make a video about it too. So we'll go for the Reserve this time. Maybe in the next video, we'll do the Preferred. So the Chase Sapphire Reserve, it's a premium, it's a tier 4 credit card in my 5-tiered system of credit card tiers, and it has a $450 annual fee, which is standard for the tier. In fact, many cards have higher annual fees in that tier now, but in the past, they generally would have around $450. The Chase Sapphire Reserve, though, does have a $300 universal travel credit, which what that means is it's a travel credit that you can use on any travel. So if you buy, for example, a subway ticket in New York City, if you buy a monthly pass, which is a bit over $100, you'll get that refunded, okay? And so if you live in New York and you buy a monthly unlimited subway pass 3 months in a row, you're going to get refunded $300, so that's done. If you live out in the rural areas where perhaps you drive everywhere, you can't use it for gas or whatever, but you at least travel on a plane probably once a year at least, right? Otherwise, why would you have a travel credit card? So if you buy a plane ticket at least once a year, you're going to get $300 of that refunded to you, okay? So this travel credit, super easy to use, and it takes the annual fee down to $150. Okay, so $450 minus $300, it's $150 effective annual fee. So we've got $150 to work with, $150 to offset. So let's look at the sign-up bonus. The sign-up bonus is 50,000 points, all right? Now, if it was redeemed for cashback, it would be worth $500. If it was redeemed through the Chase Travel portal for travel, the Sapphire Reserve, you get an extra 50% in value, so it end up being worth $750. And if you transferred those points to travel partners, the sort of average value is about 2 cents per point, so it would be worth $1,000+ depending on how you redeemed it. You could even get 3 cents per point in value or more in some business and first class redemptions. So just going off the cashback figure, if it was redeemed for cashback, it would cover your effective annual fee, your $150 annual fee, for 3 years, and you'd have $50 left over. If it was redeemed through the travel portal, it would cover your effective annual fee for 5 years, okay? So 750 divided by 150, it's 5, okay? And if it was redeemed through travel partners, it would cover your annual fee for almost 7 years, or maybe even more than 7 years, depending on how much value you got for it. But we're going to focus on the first two, the cashback and the travel portal, because with transfer partners, it's a bit hard to gauge because obviously, it really depends on the redemption, on the partner, as to how much value you're going to get per point. Now, in addition to the sign-up bonus, you've also got a few other benefits. So you've got Priority Pass, which is worth $429 per year. And in fact, it's worth even more because if you bought it from Priority Pass, you'd have to pay extra for guests. Sapphire Reserve gives you 2 guests for free. So, you would have to pay $32 per time for guests in airport lounges with Priority Pass. For myself, in the first year of membership, I saved around $260 in guest fees alone with Priority Pass. So that was a huge saving. Now, I know what some people are going to say. They're going to say, I wouldn't pay for Priority Pass anyway, so I'm using it, it's a bonus, but I'm not actually saving money because it's not something I'd buy anyway. And I agree with them. I would say you are correct to say that. If you ask me, would you buy a Priority Pass if you didn't get it for free for a credit card? Absolutely not. Some of the lounges aren't even that good anyway. I'd probably be more concerned with working on getting airline status, or if you fly business class, which I do probably about half the time, you get lounges for free anyway. So, I'm not too concerned with Priority Pass. You also get global entry, $100. I may buy that. I've seen how useful it is, but there is another thing called Mobile Pass that gives you almost the same benefits at, several airports in the United States, including the ones in New York. Not everywhere has that, but, I may not buy it. So those two things I'm not really going to consider. And even the sign-up bonus, maybe you've spent the sign-up bonus on a lavish business class flight or something, so it's not really contributing to offsetting your annual fee. So let's just break it right down, and we are going to look at how much you would actually have to spend, not taking into account the sign-up bonus, to offset the annual fee. So for the Chase Sapphire Reserve, it has its bonus category in travel and dining. It gets 3 points back per dollar in those categories. So we're going to assume that you're doing pretty much all your spending in that category because you'd probably have other cards that you'd use just for general spending. For example, Chase Freedom Unlimited, it gets 1.5 points per dollar. So why would you use the Sapphire Reserve if you had the Chase Freedom Unlimited? Because you can transfer the points to the Reserve anyway. So we're just going to talk about using it in the travel and dining category. Now, to offset a $150 annual fee through cashback, you're going to need 15,000 points, okay? So you'd have to spend $5,000 per year in the travel and dining category, getting 3x per dollar, in order to get 15,000 points, and that offsets the annual fee. If you wanted to offset it through the travel portal, all right, you would only need 10,000 points, so you'd have to only spend $3,333 in the travel and dining category at 3x per year to get that, that 10,000 points that you need to offset the annual fee through the travel portal, all right? And if you were going to go through travel partners at an estimated value of 2 cents per point, then you'd only need to spend $2,500. But there is another way, quite ingenious, a little bit different, you might not have thought of this. That is that if you combine the Sapphire Reserve with the Chase Freedom, not the Freedom Unlimited, but the actual regular Chase Freedom with the rotating quarterly categories, you only need to spend $2,000 in the quarterly categories, which earn 5% back per dollar. You only need to spend $2,000 to get that 10,000 points that you need, transfer it over to the Sapphire Reserve, then book through the travel portal at 1.5 cents per point, and it's the equivalent of $150 in value when redeemed for travel. So that's the cheapest way I can think of to offset the annual fee on the Reserve, is actually to do a load of spending on the Freedom, $2,000 worth of spending, transfer over to the Reserve. And just in case you're wondering, Chase Freedom has no annual fee to offset. So you're not losing anything by doing that, spending on the Freedom, and it offsets your Chase Sapphire Reserve annual fee. So the answer, the cheapest way of offsetting it that I can think of, is $2,000 spending in the quarterly categories on Chase Freedom. Guys, what do you think about this? How do you offset the annual fee on your Chase Sapphire Reserve? Do you think that you get enough value out of Priority Pass and Global Entry or your sign-up bonus that basically your annual fee is offset? Or do you kind of count your spending and do the math each year and make sure you're actually getting enough value out of it on a yearly basis to offset that annual fee? I would love to hear your comments. Please comment down below. We'll put a link to the Sapphire Reserve on our partner's website, creditcards.com, for you guys to check out. If you are interested in the card, don't hesitate to click through and have a look. All the information about the card is on there. Obviously, it is an affiliate link, so it helps out our show. If you want to see the advertiser disclosure, it's at the bottom of the description section of this video. Please subscribe if you're new, give this video a like, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.